Good evening and welcome once again to Straight from the Sky. I'm your talk show host, Bobit Avila, and tonight we have a very important guest. He is no other than Land Transportation Officer or Director 7, Vic Kaindik. Yes, the very famous Vic Kaindik, whom you have known especially during election times. I will not mention anymore Kinsayang Kutra, but like I'm saying, Vic has done so many things for LTO, and it's really, we had him on this show a year ago in June, so it's time really to talk about what LTO is doing now under the leadership of Vic Kaindik, and we'll be back with him shortly after this break. Please don't go away.
Tagal. Parang internet mo. Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days. Switch to Sky Fiber. Ay, may lag. Parang internet mo? Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days. Switch to Sky Fiber.
Thank you for staying with us. Mayang gabi, Vic.
Mayang gabi, sir.
Long time, mga tuig na kita wakastorya, but I've heard so many things, so many good things about LTO, but there are also some ugly things, but never mind, we'll talk first about the good things, especially after my interview with you a year ago. You've done something in 2019 that we have not talked anymore. So please be my guest and talk about it.
Well, una sa tanan, thank you for the compliments, no, sa imong opening, sir. I think that if people would look at where we are today from where we started, nagsugod man tag 2018, we closed 2019. Basically, that's 2 years in the role. Actually, it was more than the internal nga kanang personal target nako nga magdugay ta ani nga trabaho. Nonetheless, we're very happy to report that span of the 24 months that we were in that role, closing of 2019, we exceeded our growth targets. No, revenue side, we are one of the fastest growing collection in terms of LTO sa different regions. We've also been able to open, I think, a little over 5 or 6 new offices. No,
Can you name them?
Most notable of them are Sir Bobit, apart from the licensing center in SM, the new licensing center in Island Central Mall in Mactan. What we are very proud about is the opening of LTO services in the islands of Camotes and Bantayan.
Wow, Bantayan. Wow.
Island, sir, no?
Yeah.
These are what you would call underserviced areas. No?
Correct.
And it's very significant because it means that government is actually reaching out directly sa ang mga katawhan nga nanginahanglan sa atong serbisyo. In fact, one of the, well, let's just say amusing challenges is walay land bank sa Camotes, but as a government agency collecting taxes, kinahanglan i-deposit na to og land bank kada adlaw atong collection. So we had to seek some advice from COA on how to make sure that we are able to comply, no? Other infrastructure challenges ang ato ang internet connectivity, no?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, like I said, we make do with what we have. We were able to open also a new licensing center in Bohol. That meant that we were able to expand different venues, no, for people to go to LTO. Naningkamot sa ato ang e-patrol bus nga service, no, which has served more than 50 municipalities in different occasions. Thousands of people have availed of our service through the bus, no.
Yeah.
I want to point out, Sir Bobby, kanang ato ang e-patrol bus, it has been shelved as an initiative for almost 12 years. Kuha ko na sa iyo. Wala na siya gagana dinhi sa Region 7. It was operated by a proponent in the past who felt that it was not going to be feasible financially. No? Kanisya, we also used the advancement of technology to bring our services closer to people. So in a nutshell, I think ang pinaka-unique siguro sa atong nabuhat last year was the opening of the LTO Malasakit Center. So we opened it only last year and it started as a beautiful or comfortable lounge for senior citizens like you.
Correct.
Like PWDs, no? OFWs. Our vision when we created that Malasakit Center is kamong mga among gitarget nga clientele didto will be able to avail of LTO services nga dili na mo magbarog-barog unsa maglingkod ra mo didto, someone will assist you. It will be a very comfortable center. I'm happy to report that as of last week nahatagan na tag-approval ana na maka-operate siya as a licensed center.
Well, ang katong last nako nagpa-renew sa akong license, saludo na ko daan sa SM City. SM sa kuan dire sa South,
Yes,
sa
sir.
seaside. And really in less than 30 minutes na human. In fact, I even had a problem. Kay, pagkabata pa nako, pagkuha nako sa lisensya, I think I was below age at the time. So ang akong age, di mo match sa akong present age, sa akong license age. So in the end, believe lang ko sa inyo mga tao nga, sir, kuha atong imong marriage or birth certificate. In ko naaman dito sa opisina sa akong asawa sa Sun Life, siya naa sila kuan sir, email. So gipa-email ako sa sekretary sa akong asawa. And in less than 30 minutes lagi, nausab na akong license to the correct age. And wow, I was, ko bisag paninta, why? Because your SMC side LTO was really very comfortable, and I had a very short walk to get the yellow card, the plastic card. And yes, ko nakadungog nga mangayo og datong ni adto common man kay nas LTO kana mga datong nawa na ng word kay murag professional na kayo yung mga tao under you, Vic. Saludo ko.
Thank you, sir. We're kuan sir kanang hopefully ma-experience pod sa atong ubang mga Cebuanos no ang atong malasakit center. Puhon because I think that is a very novel idea, but more importantly it addresses a very important nga issue when you are dealing with government. Kay ang kanigong mga, let's say, special lane nga atong gitawag, Sir Bobit, people don't understand nga nganong na special lane. Pero kani, the whole office itself is dedicated for that special purpose. And instead of kanang mga gang chairs nga giingon, you will be sitting in comfortable nga sofas. You'll have your table, you will just read the newspaper or go on your computer or your mobile device para libre man ang wifi provided by DICT. We are also looking also to improve not just kana nga section, kanang imong nailhan nga LTO sa highway and Bacalso will soon move to Galleria, and it is even bigger than our SMC side office.
Ang galeriya?
In fact,
Wow! Dako na dito.
Gallery.
Dako na tong SMC side.
mas dako pag hindi siya, Sir Bobit. And I think that one of the hallmark features of that office being built today is that this is the first time that we looked at the process flow ba nga ang dynamics nga ma-eliminate yun ang kanang gitawag nga long waiting time and long transaction hours.
Correct.
Kani siya puhon will have a single window transaction system. So sa una, wadto mo kag window 1, window 2, window 3 kani ura kag nas bangko, you go to the front of the row, mo istorya ka unsay imong kinahanglan, tagaan kag instruction ug nana imuhang mga dokumento, tawagon ra ka nagkahuman, bayad na ka. So single window transaction.
Wow.
If you don't wait inside the office, it is also beside the food court. I mean the movie house, no? The movie house of
Galleria.
they spent about 8 million to retrofit the entire place within the specifications nga defined sa LTO. Not a single cent of government money was spent.
Wow. Because whether you like it or not, ang Galleria, kuwang pa yung mga opisina, and LTO is one major office that brings in a lot of people. So that's why, wa mo gasto because sila na lang ni gasto. Saludo ko ni Mubik na convincer nimo ang mga Galleria people to be host to the LTO office.
It took some time to justify everything because ang prevalent good nga mindset even sa ato ang taas, why do we have to justify opening more offices, no? And I think while there is a science and a statistic behind the intervention we are making, ang imugong simple gyud kayo nga panglantaw ana Sir Bobit, ug daghang tao, daghang potential nga reklamo.
Correct. Oh.
Kay tutay.
Yeah.
Pero kung kamay ra ang tao, then that means nga dakog chance nga matarong nato ang serbisyo nga di magdali ang ato ang mga tao. And kung walay reklamo, walay hassle, wala po'y maka-ingon nga mo thrive nga binuang because some people will really try to find a way to be more efficient. But maybe later in the discussion, I'll share with you also what are the things we are experimenting with and the limitations we're experiencing in that process. But I think we have found some very unique solutions, not just for Region 7, but hopefully with the support sa taas, ma-roll out siya tibok Pilipinas.
Well, I'll tell you from experience nga, remember I was Siton Chief in the year 2000 to 2005. And at that time, ang LTO people was really resistant to have a what you call to computerize their systems because as you know, computerizing means madali, means daghang what you call systems nga mahimo ninyong ma-save, and the computer was already a real what you call advantage to an office. So this is something that we'll continue to talk about after this break. Please don't go away. We'll be back shortly.
Ay, may lag. Parang internet mo? Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days. Switch to Sky Fiber. Bagal kasi. Parang internet mo? Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days.
Ako single.
Switch to Sky Fiber.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with Vic and Dick of LTO7. Let's continue our discussion. I understand that the Visayas has launched an online talk show. Unsa man ni siya? Tudahay ko ani, Vic?
Actually, sir, this is just a way for us, no? People have a lot of concerns nga dili manggod tingali makakuha sila og direct nga tubag. In the midst of all that confusion, that is where all the binuang comes. Kay wa man sila kibawag unsay sakto.
Yeah.
Government has launched what it calls a citizens charter, but unfortunately, I think between the way that we present the charter and the comprehension of some people to what is contained will not be sufficient, no? So we have actively initiated what we call the kapihan sa LTO. We did that for some time until niigo ning COVID. Unya tungod kay ECQ man, naghag-limitasyon sa face-to-face nga mga engagement na to, nag-launch tag mga text lines, we go on live also to answer people, Sir Bobit. I think ako ang personal realization gyud. Daghang ni Thrive nga binuang sulod sa usa ka ahensya sama sa LTO, not singling out the agency itself, but because people have some limitations in understanding the proper way to do business with government.
That's true. That's very true.
Mapatinaw na to sa ilaha sa pinakasimple nga paagi, dako kayo og tabang nga empowered ang tao. So with empowerment comes the kuan ba? You are now protecting ang imong kaugalingon nga katungod ug imo sang impose. And I think that is what helped us to accelerate some of the reforms that we have been trying to do. And I'm happy to say nga all of the support that we are getting, the good words that we get from someone with you who has a strong say in the community, is building up ang kanang gitawag nga confidence sa tao para sa mutabang namo. Uy, amo ang ikalipay og dako, Sir Bobit.
That's really true. But I will have to be honest with you. Somebody also wants you to be probed. Ano man I mean, you're doing a great job, pero I'm sure na kay naligsan na kaning grupo, I don't even know kinsa ni mga tawhana, wants to have you investigated. Why is this?
Well, the backstory there in a very short way to kuan kay it's a complicated issue. We have been investigating a lot of the corruption claims inside the agency, you know. And as you know, and you are witness to that, among gigamit ang tanang nga mga ahensya nga makatabang namo to establish where there is a problem. But kanigong corruption, Sir Bobit, is just kanang ugsa simptoma lang ni siya, dili ni siya maugid ang cause.
Correct.
And when we started investigating, ug nahinumdum ka sa akong infamous nga away sa imuhang amigosan, ang among gitubod sa among away is particularly that issue na akong gipa-investigahan. Nga naman, pirmi mang naipasangil nga dili makagawas ang rehistro nga bag-o sa mga motor nga gipalit. Tungod anang investigasyon, in the course of evidences we have gathered, and I can tell you, Sir Bobit, the investigation we did has never been done at the scale before. And we went to the grassroots. We interviewed people, ang mga nakapalit o motor, gipa-execute na itong affidavit. We asked them to voluntarily present the receipts. So we will know the truth behind that accusation. We found out na perpetuated man din nga lihok sa usa ka grupo nga negosyante, kung diin because sa ilang gibuhat nakabintaha sila sa uban nga mga kompetisyon nila.
Correct.
That is when I asked the question, no? Nganong muhatag man ka og suborno sa taga LTO?
Wa di rason.
Og wag gyud kay binuang nganong mapugos ka og suborno?
Masubodno ka aron mo ma-shorten ang time. But you have already shortened the time already.
In fact, Sir Bobit, just this year, 3 times ta nag-zero backlog. Last year, before ni close ang tuig, nag-zero backlog pag yun ta sa new registration. And yet, we continue to hear, daghang kay kog madawat nga mga reklamo sa mga na nag-iya og motor, nga ningon, ngano man ni Direktor, tag-unom ka buwan ang ingon kay ang LTO kuno hidugay. Ug sa among investigation, nasakpan na mo, nga ila man dahil gipang doktor ilang mga resibo.
Muna kadaot. Naagyoy binuang.
Og SOP. They had the nerve to accuse an agency of government as behind the delay, pero dito sa ilahang pagbuhat sa ilahang practice, nakita na mo mao daing gusto nila nga musuborno. Kaya nga ako agong tubag nila, unsa kay maayo og inyo na lang ng tarungon haron wala na yung masubornuhan.
Correct.
Ang issue sa corruption gud sa gobyerno, Sir Bobit, duha man na ang pagpangawat ug ang pagdawat.
Tinood gud.
Ug wala kay ikawat na kay gidawat. Ang gidawat nimo ngano man muna ang issue. So to eradicate kana at the very core ba ug adto ginato pangitaon sa ugat ang issue. Ang akong gingon nila, ngano mang kinahanglan man gyud mo mangita og problema ug wa mo'y problema. Di ay to dili sila gusto mo usab sa ilang lihok.
Well, apparent, maklaro kayo nga nakakwarta gud sila maayo.
Kay mura man ay paagi gud nga makabintaha sila sa ubang mga negosyante nga sama nila.
Correct. Oh.
You are selling in that industry. It's a cutthroat industry, Sir Bobit, sa tinuod lang, no? Kay daghan na biyan ang sila. Pero ang ilang advantage is dali sila makapautang, dili sila makuyawan tingali at some point in time sa una nga ang ilahang gibuhat masakpan. Unya pag abot ni Victor Kaindik nila madutlan sa istorya, pag-imbestiga nakitaan. Muna suko sila, gusto nila ipa-imbestiga ko. But ako, I always welcome developments of that nature because it allows me nga ibutang sa sakto nga perspective ang atuang istorya versus sa ilahang istorya.
That's true. It's very true. Muna ingon lagi nga these are people who doesn't want things to change for the better under LTO. But I have already personally witnessed that the LTO is no longer the same since you stepped in the LTO. And I will be a personal, what you call, witness to this because remember when I had office in Sitom, silingan raman ta, tupad dako is already LTO. And LTO, sometimes either the regional director or the chief of office would come to my office for a meeting, mag-meeting man, may appeal man sila Sitom before. Pero how things have changed when like I said, the last time I had my, what you call, driver's license had expired, I went to LTO, I did not even call you, I just wanted to know, unsay kay, kung tawagod ka, then I will never witness how it is, how the changes would come. So I went there on my own in SMC side and I saw how the change have really affected your office for the better.
Sir Bobit, akong gusto po i-istorya sa imo. And I'm very proud and happy to tell you, talking about LTO offices. Kaning karkar, Sir Bobit, kadungog mangyog ka nga usanas pinakahuot, pinakagamay o pinakagubot na to.
Yeah, correct.
Kahapon, dito ko sa Valladolid, sa new complex na katagan o approval sa Assistant Secretary to be our relocation office.
Okay.
In fact, the private proponents, negosyante magud ni sila. Of course, they will always try to look at a way where ang ilang negosyo will also benefit by the way that they have helped government. As you said, ang malls, di mo ginamuhatag og lugar na to ug watay madang tabang sa ilahang negosyo.
Correct. Oh.
Sa Valladolid, Sir Bobit, yesterday I took a walkthrough video. And I can tell you for sure that once it is done, it will become one of our biggest offices. No? Even bigger than Robinson's Galleria, even bigger than Seaside. It will probably compete at the scale of sa kadakon sa atong N. Bacalso nga facility. Again, I want to re-emphasize, not a single cent of government money was spent. Purpose-built. They built the building para ra gyud nato og sa akong nakita, kung amo lang ning mapakita sa katawhan nga mao din siya usa sa mga formula nga matarong ang serbisyo sa gobyerno, then people will say, why don't we do that across the country? Government does not have to spend money for infrastructure. Lausi man kay ang gobyerno, Sir Bobit.
I know.
Mo-maintain infrastructure kay ang budgeting nato dugay. We don't have experts in property management. So, if you can imagine this formula, you know, the other thing, Sir Bobit, that we are exploring now, kanang gitawag na mo automated payment machine. Ug ngay ATM ang bangko, aduna na po'y gi-propose karon and that is being piloted diri sa atong region. Automated payment machine. You get your vehicle inspected at the emission and the motor vehicle inspection centers. You just go in front of the machine. Kung wa ka insurance, palit ka. Kahuman, imong i-enter imuhang registration record. Kahuman, human na imo receive ang imuhang registro. I-print dito sa makina.
Wow, that is something really novel, and we will continue talking about that after this break. Please don't go away.
First song. Thank you.
Bilis maka-sound trip. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
For today's look,
Bilis makaganda. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
LU pare.
Bilis maka-vacay. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
Thank you for staying with us. We're now halfway through the show talking with Land Transportation Office Director 7, Victor Kaindik. Yes, so we're really talking about transportation matters. So let's talk about what happened to the appeal ba mo sa IATF, because there were many issues that the IATF insisted. I don't know whether it's LTO or IATF. I'll give you example. Although nawa na no, but I still want to talk about it. Remember nga balag asawa sa balay di man magmask kay there is no infection sa COVID ba nag-asawa. And then, kung magsakay sa motor, pag approve ato, butangan og plastic in between, which is for me, was more dangerous than the actual thing that the LTO wanted to do. So, what have you to say to that, Vic?
Before nag-ECQ, Sir Bobit, ibawal naman ang backriding. Across the different regions in the country, I approached si Secretary Dino. Inko, abangi ko, there's a strong clamor for people nga murag ni apila ba nga og mahimo pamilya lang. And even though daghan na siya og issue sa implementation, we are willing, no, to take that task to check on compliance. Og mahimo ato lang ihangyo nga mosugot nga pamilya. In fact, si Sec Dino made the pronouncement, and after having chatted with the OTR, ingon siya nga akong i-announce nga ato lang tugtan maski diri sa Region 7. It was well received by a lot of Cebuanos ug sa Bohol, sa Dumaguete, sa Siquijor. Malipayon pug kay mga tawo ng balita. But I got a call, unfortunately, from no less than the Assistant Secretary of LTO and the DOTR, inquiring as to the circumstances nganong nagbuot-buot mi dire. And I said, I think that it is all about being a compassionate government. They articulated in the strongest terms the reason why it should not be the case. So, nabawi ito. Unya, sa pipila ka higayon, and with no less than Governor Gwen Garcia already moving to put in place an ordinance, I think initially ang DILG maoy nangusog through one of its undersecretaries and eventually Secretary Anyo, o wa pagid na human ni saka gid didto kang presidente ni hatag og lugar si Governor Gwen. In the midst of all those, we were being consulted by the Cebu Province, by the Office of the Presidential Assistant for the Visayas. But dili ang LTO, Sir Bobit, ang naghatag ana nga recommendation, not even the DOTR.
Kinsa banggit?
It was the
IATF.
Of which ang primary ana nga proponent really comes from the interior and local government side.
Okay.
They had some good reasons at that time, but with the downgrading, wala na naka-ECQ ang kadaghanan ng mga lugar, there was really a strong clamor. In fairness to Governor Yap, kay siya manggil murag nahog nga nag-propose anang barrier sa likod, not just Governor Yap, but every other LGU that knows that it is a very important issue, nangita gyud og proposal. Og na pick up lang tingali sa taas ang proposal ni Governor Yap nga butangag barrier. I do not blame Governor Yap because he's just also trying to make sense of how to convince ang naa sa IATF para muhatag og konsiderasyon.
Correct.
We did not intervene in the discussions, nor did we participate very strongly sa enforcement side. Because kabalo man may under the Department of Transportation and the LTO, what are the kanang technicalities behind such a proposal? Naghuwat ra gyud kupod dinhi og order nga wa man gyud niabot bahin anang puntuha. So gikan sa barrier nga i-attach sa motor hangtod sa barrier nga himuong murag knapsack, and eventually now just what we had recommended from the very beginning with Secretary Dino of OPAB nga ngano na lang dahil og pamilya, unya kompleto lang og safety gear and helmet.
Correct.
Karon ang landing is helmet nga naagyoy, shield, ug magmask.
Correct.
Pareho og driver. So I think the evolution of the discussions, so to speak, have come back to where we started.
Mo lagi na ingon ko, kadaot ba, especially like mga local governments, even my son who is a pilot of Philippine Airlines, when he was supposed na LSI siya from gikan siya flight from LA, nabot siya sa Manila, di siya pasakyon pa dong Cebu. Na problema siya, karon pagtuon siya kay diha man siya kanang amigo nga naay kondo sa Pasig, gipadto sa kanang barangay sa Pasig, porte daghanang tao niya gikuhaan niya retrato, siya look dad, di na lang ko muli kay ngano. Ma-COVID ko din dito na way mga face mask, way mga social distancing. Muna ingon lagi ang kadaot sa mga local government, they now use the bureaucracy. And in using their bureaucracy, ang mahitabo, musamot na hinoon og takod ang mga tao.
Kani siya, Sir Bobby, I think ang pinaka-critical na gid ani that government takes due consideration unta, no, to unsa gud ang concern kay when we lifted the ECQ na yung mga tao nga kinahanglan mo balik og trabaho, pero ang atong public transport limited, og even with the limited na public transport ang capacity limited sad. So there has to be a kanang cohesiveness ba nga giingon para ma-cater na to ang need for people to transport themselves from point A to point B and back to point A again.
Correct. Oh.
Kami sa LTO, we are supporting the mandate of the DOTR. You know, during the COVID, Sir Bobit, nag-launch ta og libreng sakay for CCMC kay nahaman to yung mga libreng sakay ang OPAB nga gibuhat, naghimo mi specific sa CCMC,
Yeah.
acting as good neighbor.
Yes.
We launched what we call the Buntis Sakay program, the first one in the country.
Mm.
Tungod yapon anang issue sa pag-angka sa motor kay daghang mga nag-message na mo nga unsa naman ni Director Kaindik in a way masuko nako. Akong asawa magpa-check up. Unsa man ako pagpa-check up, palako nako siya padung dito sa ospital nga di man mo musugot nga mo angka sa akong motor. Eh kahuman wala sa public transport. So we came up with the idea of Buntis Sakay. We transported over 800 pregnant women in various occasions in different maternity centers and hospitals for their free check-up. So, Sir Bobit, we are just responding to the call of people for government to help them in this time of pandemic. Una nga, daghan pa gibuhat karon natay drive-thru registration, by the way.
Nakadungog na ko, ana. Saan na?
We have served more than 4,100 motor vehicle owners. No?
Asa man ni siya dapita?
You are familiar sa itong opisina din sa Subang Dako.
Oh.
Kana bang kilid may over
Correct. Oh.
sa una basurahan halos sa LTO diha naman to gilabay ang tanang mga junk.
Correct. Oh.
In the end of 2018 ato nang hinahinay og refurbish rehab kunya we move our new registration unit, we improve the facilities para magamit sa office of the regional director, sa admin kay if you recall we were threatened of eviction in Bacalso.
Correct.
So nangandaming igsimbak ko o palayaton ini mangita tada opisina. So we call it part of our redundancy program and disaster recovery at the same time. The facility, because it has space, atong gigamit karon Sir Bobit. Ang imong buhaton dito, magpa-emission lang ka, asa ka magpa-emission. Once transmitted imong record, mo drive literally dito.
Okay.
Okay, insurance, ay mamaligya dito. Bahala na sa inyong palitan, basta kay free for all. O dyan, stencil, o pa kay stencil, Sir Bobit. Maski pa nag-init pa kayo ng makina sa imong auto, ang atong mga stencil assistants dito, dili na sila empleyado sa LTO pero among gitagaan og lugar para makatabang sa mga motorista. Pero among gitagaan og kanang vest no para makahibaw ka nga legitimate na sila nga tig-stencil. Sila ra sa stencil bahala na magkapaso ilang kamot dili na mahugaw imong kamot. Anha ra kasod sa imong auto Sir Bobit. Ang imo ra gyung importante pasensya. Kay when we started we were just targeting maybe lipay na kay mi atog maka serve mig 20-30 ka sakyanan kada adlaw. Kinupya ra namo ang idea sa Davao ug sa Davao ang ilang gingon, ang ilang ma-process kuno 20-30 ra kada adlaw sa pagsugod. I think we have surpassed them in terms of volume because now we're doing about 200 a day.
Wow.
Itay nakaingon sa traffic din sa Mandawi, maikog ta sa Mayor Jonas pero siyempre, kasabot mi Sir Bobit, kay ang mga tao, dili man gusto musud sa opisina, kay mahadlok sad aning transmission sa sakit. So, ang imog yung pinakataas nga puhunan diha, pasensya, kay sa una, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes, no? Kabuhat mi og kanang time and motion nga study. 45 minutes raman unta. Karon tungod sa kadaghan sa sakyanan, sa kataas sa waiting time, the actual process, once you get into our facility, mga 1 hour and a half. Pero usahay, ug maglinya kas gawas, ay di lang ko muihap, ana. Ang sa sod lang.
Well,
Unya,
that is really something that para nako unique because wa pa ko someday I'll probably try that. Kay para nako that is something that Cebu never tried, and it is only happened under your control and your leadership, and we'll be back with Director Kaindig for our final set after this break. Please don't go away.
Huwag mo siyang pakasalan!
Bagal kasi. Parang internet mo? Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days.
Ako single.
Switch to Sky Fiber.
Piman, bye!
First song.
Thank you.
Bilis maka-sound trip. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
For today's look,
Bilis makaganda. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
LU pare.
Bilis maka-vacay. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
The theory of decreasing responsibility explains how your life insurance needs change over time. In the early years, you may need a lot of life insurance coverage, but in the later years, you may not. In the early years, when you're younger, you don't have a lot of money, but in the later years, you'd better have money. How does this fit with your insurance needs? Today, when you're young, loss of income due to a premature death would be devastating. Your children are young and you might have high debt and a house mortgage. Your need for insurance is highest at this time. When you get older, retirement income is needed. Your children are grown, your debts are lower, and your mortgage is paid. If you have savings, you are self-insured, diminishing your needs for insurance. That's the theory of decreasing responsibility. By having life insurance when your financial responsibilities are the greatest, you can have peace of mind knowing your family's future is protected.
Thank you for staying with us. We're now talking with LTO's Vic Kaindik. And yes, maybe our big question should be, we are now headed towards the end of this COVID-19, hopefully. Cebu has now really gone down. What happened to the jeepneys that you were proposing before to change them with a different kind of transportation better than the ordinary jeepney?
The modernization program nga gi-undertake sa Department of Transportation, Sir Bobit, nagpadayon, no? In his Region 7, I think LTFRB is the one at the forefront of that
So
activity.
that is not under you?
That is not under LTO. Ang supporting role, ana, Sir Bobit, really is ensuring that ang katong mga sakyanan nga naana sa programa marehistro og saktong oras. O mga sakyanan nga angay na pud tangon nga duly and properly inspected yun. And of course, for example, the prohibitions sa pagpadagan sa mga sakyanan. In fairness to the program, I think naalay gamayng problema, for example, sa mga acquisition sa mga units karon because of the financing issues around it. And the kanang giingon, excuse me, na kuan, Sir Bobit ba, kaning ang concern sa ridership karong panahon na. Unya mo na nga ni intervene ang provincial government, for example sa Cebu ug sa Bohol, nihangyo nga og mahimo temporarily padaganon lang sa ating mga traditional jeeps until such time nga makumpleto ang acquisition sa mga modern jeeps. Our role in LTO is to provide them with on-site inspections. So karon Sir Bobit, on weekends our people are in the different LGUs kung diin ang ilang trabaho is to inspect the kanang gitawag ng mga jeepneys being applied para sa special trips.
Well, maybe this is the only positive thing that the COVID-19 has done. Nga, while slowly the businesses have been reopening, people are not yet back as in the huge numbers that they used to. And so in a way, dili ka kinahanglan og dako pa kayo nga huge public transportation. So this is the right time to do it because for me, I would like to believe that it's really time to change the jeepney. Remember the kanangana ng blue nga sakyanan? Kaya para nako sakto gina aircon at the same time mo para dili every corner.
Mga Sir Bobit, I think ang pag-impose yun sa sakto nga mga bus stops, ang pagtudlo og disiplina sa ato ang mga pasahero kay ang akong henerasyon nga gidakaan gud dinhi sa syudad sa Sugbo, nanad banta nga mosakay ta didto ra sa jeepney stop.
Correct.
Og sa sayop atong mga panahon na ikaw may sitom nga executive director o chairman. O sa unang panahon mo bitaw moingon ko nganong sa unang panahon nabuhat man. O late na ko sa kong exam COP, gadali ko, parahon ako ang driver, ako ingnon nga nyor kanang undang na paliho, hunong na paliho kay malate na ko, nga den driver niya madakpan ko kay bayan. Wag gyud kay mo buhat kag sa
Stricto man mo yan to. Anyway, another thing that I also come into is you have opened a driver and education center in Cebu. Diin man siya. This is really something new.
Then bakalso gyapon ni siya Sir Bobit. Unya kuyog na siya sa ato ang malasakit nga complex. Initially because of the space limitation, ikaduha because of the kanang capacity limitations imposed to us because of the COVID nga pandemic. 50% raman sa seating capacity ang mahimo. It has limited seats, no? Pero kani nga facility is meant to train people, give them the proper driver's education, and help them get certified by LTO sa ilahang proseso sa pag-apply og driver's license.
Okay.
But this is not for everyone. Because this is og kuan Sir Bobit na gitawag nga private nga driving centers or driving schools. Nam sa gitawag nga public nga driving center which is operated by LTO. Ako ang nakita ini, we will now put in a process nga sigurado ta nga ang kaning ni-apply di gini siya ka-afford, so mga tag certificate tingali sa barangay nga wa gini siya ikabayad og mahalon nga mga driving school, that he is worthy, no? That he is of good moral character, dili ni siya sutil og utok, basta kay we have a form of paper that says that he deserves it. Pagkangan lang nga limitado ang atong lingkuranan sa pagkakaron, dili sa gid mahimo nga tanan, so first come first serve. So ang magdali ang ato laingon adto lang sa amo sa private. Pero ang akong gitan-aw Sir Bobit moving forward is that og mahimo ang mga LGUs maghimo sa silang ilahang nga inana, tabangan na mo sila pag-capacitate.
Akong problema magid anibik sa panahon pa namo sa Sitom is that very easy for people to drive because it's just a manual thing. The problem is really they don't know the rules. They don't even know that your license is not a right. It is a privilege granted by the state to you. So mahimo tang tangon sa gobyerno anytime. So those are small things, but those are the biggest problems that we used to have, and I hope we will address this.
That's already now in the program called ACES, no, sa Tibok, Pilipinas, Automated Certification and Education System for Drivers. karon Sir Bobit, as of today, effective last August 3, ug mukuha ka og student permit, dili na ka makakuha, wa ka ni lingkod og 15 hours mandatory lecture dito sa accredited nga driving school. Ang atong accredited driving school, mismo ang ilang facility, ilang mga sakyanan, ug ang ilahang mga instructors are also accredited by LTO. Ang ilang driving instructors, Sir Bobit, are not just ordinary nga mga driver's license holders. They must also have a certificate from TESDA. But more importantly, mupasar sila sa kanang gitawag nga driver's instructors capacity and competency test.
Kana.
So kaning sa ato Drivers Education Center sa LTO, ang ato mismong lecturer din ni take sa na siya sa exam mismo sa central office para ma-certify as a kanang driving instructor. Unya electronic na ang transmission. Daghan lang wala kasabot to a point nga ni reklamo nga dagha gasto. Ang ako ito bagrasad, ang katong mga niagi og fixer nga bayad og tagpila ka libo. Ang kanang kwartaha og ipa-enroll na lang na nimo dito sa ato ang driving school nga accredited. Mas nakat-on pa ka, sigurado ka nga walay binuang, and most importantly, niagi ka sa sakto nga proseso so that you know how to become a properly licensed driver. And the life you save actually could be your own. Mo ginato ibalik-balik.
That's really true. And, this is a issue that I really had a problem for a long time. And I'm glad that there is now this new ACES. So I think it's really something worthwhile because it's really high time kada kung Pilipino, mailagay kayo mo maniho, gikan kag bisikleta, ni transmit ka into a tricycle, from tricycle ni adto kag jeepney, then kuha na ka professional driver's license, but you don't even know that the law only gives you a privilege to drive, and that's not a right at all.
Mga good, sir.
So what do you think, our last question would be, what would you think is the new normal for LTO?
We are moving towards a system where there is less human interface. So, sa akong gisulti ganina, Sir Bobit, naningkamot nga automated na ang pag-inspection sa sakyanan through the private motor vehicle centers for the process of renewing your license or kanang gitawag na to nga mga transactional items na anay mga proposals karon nga kanang online na lang unya naasay kung dili ka gusto og online naasay murag ATM nga concept. There will continue to be innovations within the LTO driven of course from our central office and trickle down to the regional offices. In Region 7 ang atong gipaningkamot is that we are able to provide better offices. So we can also now connect a better experience with better service. Sa among paningkamot nga moduble kay mo man gini akong gibutang panglantaw sa paglingkod nako to double the number of offices of LTO Region 7. By the time nga mahumanta aning pagserbisyo sa gobyerno. I don't know whether the innovation can catch up in time, no? But the move to get there is already in motion. What we continue to commit is that we will make this a better agency. Gikan sa asata nagsugod, unya ang importante nga whatever we do, dili man gini nato ma-perfect, no? Ang atong gipaningkamot nga kada adlaw that we are able to get feedback, atong trabahoon ang feedback nga mabuhat nato ang kamaayo para sa katawhan. To me, as someone serving government, ora na gratification ako nga mahumanta din hipuhon. Wa man gyud ko nang ambisyon magdugay, Sir Bobit. You know, I'm a presidential appointee. And of course, as a presidential appointee, there is a certain point in time you will no longer be in that role. I also have no plans to stay any longer than I should.
Well, I think in your short time under President Duterte, you have done more than what I know. I had three previous what you call regional directors before. You have done more than the three that I have known, and really congratulations to you, Vic. So, but we run out of time. We will be asking you for your parting shots after this final break. Please don't go away.
Freeman, bye!
First song.
Thank you.
Bilis maka-sound trip. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
For today's look,
Bilis makaganda. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
LU pare.
Bilis maka-vacay. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's now ask Vic Kaindik of LTO7 for his parting shot. Vic?
Sir Bobit, as always, no, dako kaayo ang amo ang sense of gratitude, labi na sa imo, sa My TV, sa paghatag ninyo og opportunity for us to be able to share news and developments about our agency. As we talked earlier, I think ang kinahanglan is for people to know what are their rights, what are the responsibilities nila. Onya, as we share with them this knowledge, they are better empowered, no? And a better empowered citizenry is your best defense against corruption.
Amen.
Ang LTO will always have its own share of problems. It will not be a perfect agency. Ang Region 7 has been working very hard, no? And I want to re-emphasize again that from the time that I started in 2018 January up to this time, if you are somehow happy with the reforms, the developments, and the improvements, I wish to assure you that these are done by the same people who were there already long before I came in sulod sa LTO. So kaning giingon nila nga walay pag-asa ang usa ka ahensya sama sa LTO mo usab. Makita na to that in the course of time na usab na to with the same people. And I think that it is also fair that we give recognition to the people, the men and women of LTO Region 7, the really good ones who have been trying to fight, no, and make sure that people deserve a better agency. O nagpadayon ang among pagtahod nimo Sir Bobit ug among pasalamat sa imuha sa imong gihatag nga higayon namo para makaserbisyo og tarong sa katawhan. Og daghang kaayong salamat Sir Bobit. Maayong gabi.
Well, mayang gabi and thank you very much, Victor Kaindik, for really an open and frank discussion about what's going on in LTO. I mean, I'll give you an example. I didn't know that there is now an LTO in Bantayan. I didn't know that there is an LTO office in Camotes, and the one in Karkar is already as big as SMC side. These are new things that I've heard, plus the fact that this LTO is really doing things that to instruct our drivers who know how to drive but don't know about the rules of driving, that my good friend Vic Kaindik has really done since 1918. And there is really, he has changed the office that I used to know as a very corrupt office, but now because wa na corruption kay tungod kusog na kayo ang processing, I salute Vic Kaindik for his efforts. And you've heard it here straight from the sky. I'm Bobit Avila. Thank you and good night.